Welcome back to M Hood Discovered, everybody. It is 3:25 p.m. in the afternoon right now. Not too long ago, we had a thunderstorm come through, and as you may see from the title of the video, the power went out. Not only did the power go out, the cell signal disappeared momentarily and then came back, but it's still really low. Have no idea when the power is going to come back on. I don't know what's up with the cell signal dropping out of the way so fast, but maybe we've been in this house for 20 minutes or more without power, and I'm bored. I was just about to edit a video. Can't really do that. Well, I could, but it's pretty hot in the bedroom right now. It's not too bad in here. I'm going to open another window here in a second. The dogs are kind of hanging out, obviously, in the kitchen because of the linoleum floor. Even though it's in bad shape, it's still cooler than the carpet, right? So I thought, what do I do? I only have so much on the laptop battery. I could break out my external power sources, my off-grid sources, my batteries, my power stations, you know, but maybe the power is going to come back on. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to shoot a video in here with my Hoko light. Battery should last a few hours, just to give us some good light to film with. I'm going to make myself a kosher lunch, a cold lunch. I've only had a smoothie today. I have not had solid food yet. It was a banana strawberry smoothie. Pretty good. So I got some bagels here. Sliced a couple, got a couple tomato slices there. I got everything bagel hummus by Boar's Head right here. Check that out. Everything here, minus the tomatoes, is kosher. I mean, they don't have a, do they? They might. I could be wrong. They might have a kosher rating on them. I don't see one, but it's a tomato, so it's not that big of a deal. The cream cheese is Philadelphia. It's kosher. The hummus is kosher, but Boar's Head, I researched this the other day. Boar's Head is not a kosher business, obviously, not Jewish run, but they do have a dedicated product line, a kosher product line. And that's pretty good. It's supposed to taste like an everything bagel. These are plain bagels, but yeah, I don't know. It tastes a little bit like an everything bagel. So I thought I would just sit here and make some kosher for myself and talk to you. I don't have anything else to do. If we get to an hour of no power and I can get the dyslexia kicking my butt. So let me tell you what's up. Let me tell you why I have no idea when the power's coming on or not. Because I can't get anything to work on my phone because there's such a low cell signal. And everybody else I know in Belle Chase is pretty busy right now. Not even in Belle Chase, right? And they're not getting a notification from Energy as well. But the power is out in the town. Maybe not the whole town, but nobody knows and nobody can find out. Sometimes you don't get the notification and the info about when it's going to come back on until it's been about 30 minutes. Sometimes it's less time than that. But yeah, you just got to sit around and wait and see what's up. Why go to all the trouble of setting up the power station if it's going to come back on? Because sometimes it's only out for a few minutes. So I thought I would talk about what this channel is about, because some people still have a hard time. They were like, M Hood Discovered, but you're making vlogs about the condition of your house, vlogs about food and juicing, and logs. We're not to that point where we're making logs, but vlogs about chilling out with the good herb, right? So what is this channel all about? Well, let me tell you why I set this channel up maybe 2 years ago or more. No, it's more than 2 years ago. Anyway, I set it up to be my travel channel because that's the goal. This is going to be my travel channel. M. Hood Discovered. Just like it says, M. Hood Discovered. This, that, and the other thing. This is about what I've discovered beforehand and as we discover it, right? Things I have discovered in my life way before YouTube existed. Things I'm discovering in my life right now, and things I'm going to go out and discover at first hand. So at the moment, like I've said before, kitchen discoveries, this discovery without the van, because this is what's up. This is what this is. We're transitioning to van life. I got to move out of this house. It's a horrible house. It's a bad deal. I've confronted the landlord about it, and I'm only going to pay the lot fee and the electricity because the electricity is not in my name at the moment. And no, he didn't get the electricity shut off. It's from the storm that just came through. And yes, I need to get out of this house, but the plan isn't really to get into a new house in Belle Chase. They're all very expensive at the moment, though I think the price is going to come down because the reason why the price went up is disappearing. All these LNG workers we've had around for the past few years aren't really around like they were because they're all getting laid off because the job is done for the first plant and the second plant has been put on hold. Like the permit got pulled or something, right? Well, I'm going to go through all this cream cheese. I had one whole bagel and just half of one sitting in the bag there, so I'm making quite the kiddush lunch here. It just means cold food. There's traditional things that you make as kiddush. Bagels is one. Bagels and hummus. With cream cheese. Perfectly fine. So this is a trans channel, but not the trans channel some of you might want it to be. I'm just kidding. But you know, we're transitioning. This is me documenting me changing my life for the better. Going from one thing to another. Transitioning to the van. Some people are like, why not just stay there? We've seen this comment before on my fishing channel. Why would you want to leave? You found peace. And my friends just laugh at that because there is no peace here. It might become peaceful here pretty soon, but trust me, Belle Chase is a safe place to raise your family, has good schools. One of the biggest criticism for Belle Chase is that it's dull. But in the last 3 years or so, it's just been busy. Lots of bad traffic, lots of noise, and lots of new people who are very inconsiderate. And then there's people that say, oh, but you've got the best fishing. That's the sportsman's paradise. That's just what it says on the license plate. But hold on, you haven't let me make my case yet. So we're driving north. We may drive other places, but definitely want to go north because I'm just sick of being down here where the river terminates. I've been here for a long time. I'm ready to go up where it begins. So you feel me? You understand what I'm talking about now, don't you? Minnesota. That's what I'm talking about, because that's where the Mississippi River begins. Now, I don't necessarily want to go post up right up there or outside or around Lake Itasca. Duluth is where I'd rather do that, or just outside of Duluth. Maybe somewhere going up the North Shore, up towards Two Harbors, maybe not as far as Two Harbors, maybe somewhere right around Big Sucker Creek or Little Sucker River. They're real close to each other. As close to Duluth as the French River, maybe Big Sucker Creek, Knife River, or a little bit above Two Harbors, not necessarily in Two Harbors, and not necessarily right down on the lake shore. Further you get up and away from the lake, the cheaper things can be. But if you're just driving around in a Sprinter van, you're all right, maybe until you get to winter. Ooh, I'm almost done. I'm gonna put one slice, one slice, one slice. There's my Kadoosh. And as you see, I'm sweating buckets. And it stopped raining and the power has not come on yet. I'll reach over here and do this. Nothing. I know, because if it came on, we'd see light in the bedroom. So I don't necessarily need to reach back and pull anything. People are like, why don't you have a driver's license? I've never had a driver's license. That's why I don't have one. I've never got it. I've tried to get it at different times, and I want to get it now. But I'm in Louisiana, and I'm in Belle Chasse, Louisiana. There is a law now that's been in effect for a while in the state of Louisiana. Whenever you go get your driver's license for the first time, you have to go to a driving school first, so you got to pay for that. There's no driving school in Belle Chasse, and I don't have a vehicle, obviously, because I don't have a driver's license. I just have an e-bike. I've got this one I'm borrowing from a friend because I need to fix the other one, and that's about to happen here pretty soon. That'll be another video. Won't go into it, but it's going to be some crazy stuff. Anyway, now I'm coming into an opportunity where I have the ability to pay what I got to pay to get over there, because I don't have anyone that can just always take me over there to go to a driving school that's way out of my distance from for the e-bike. Now that I'm getting out from under this horrible house and the high rent, and we're getting really, really close to monetizing this channel. Thanks, by the way. I want to thank all the new subscribers that have come on board recently. We're getting really, really close to getting this channel monetized. Having 2 monetized channels is what I think it's going to take. It's what's going to help me transition properly in a good amount of time, in a little bit of time, right? To van life, to getting out of here and doing other adventures, fishing other places, meeting other people, discovering other things, right? Yeah, you're right. All the way up to Lake Superior, the center of the universe, as the Ojibwe have told me before. I wonder if there's a pole there, a pole at the center of the universe. Could be that it's not just the center pole, but it may very well be the west pole, because that is the Midwest, even though it's the northern part of it. Put these tomatoes away. Every time I talk about stuff like this pertaining to van life, people always have suggestions. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Why don't you get an RV? Why don't you get this, that, and the other thing? Well, suggestions are what they are. They're suggestions. And I don't really need to go into great detail why I want a Sprinter van. I will say this, you can stand in them, and a lot of them are diesel. And they're not all, it's mostly a Mercedes engine, but there's a lot of, we can say, Sprinter type vans that are the same engine, but it may say another company, another brand on the outside rather than Sprinter. But yeah, diesel. Only drawback to having a diesel engine way up in the Northwoods in northern Minnesota in the Iron Range is you need to plug it in winter to heat it up, because it gets so cold. So sprinters. They're big enough for you and 2 dogs, well, me and 2 dogs, and maybe hopefully the cats. I want to try getting the cats. Big enough for everything. There's no bathroom, right? But the build out will have a bed, storage under the bed, small kitchenette. There we go. Anything else I want to keep, I'm going to put in storage. But a lot of things I'm just not going to keep. Simple lunch. It's kind of past lunch, I know, but I woke up not too long ago. It's missing something. Just a little kosher salt. That's all it needs. Yeah, I meant for this channel to be my travel channel, travel lifestyle, but that's not what it is. It's my lifestyle channel. I just need to sit and eat. It's pretty hot in here. Yeah, you're right. So that's what this is. Documenting the transitioning. Documenting me going from here to there. Van life. The first place is way up. Minnesota, Duluth. People are like, why do you like Duluth so much? Well, I've lived there briefly, right, before in the past, and I fell in love with it. But I was unable to make it happen there because it, at the time, was very economically depressed. It's gotten a little better. There's more industry there. But Minnesota and Duluth itself, and that whole area, it's just a history of boom and bust. Louisiana has that story to tell as well. Many states do. You'll see it. And I think this area right now is going to kind of go through a bust because when all these LNG workers came down, excuse me, landlords raised their rent and other people hurried up and put together all these trailer lots for camper trailers overnight. All these gravel lots down there with temporary poles and water and you name it. And that's going to get emptied out. Some people will stay. You'll have some permanent residents, people who came down here, worked for a couple of years, living out of a camper, and they fell in love with the place. They want to stay, but their work has disappeared. So, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Boom and bust. But I tell you what. There is some beautiful stuff up north. It doesn't get as hot as here, but about as humid up there in northern Minnesota. Mosquitoes are probably a worse problem up there than they are down here, if you want to believe that. It's true, though. All right, that was the extra salt. So that's what's up. I like Minnesota. I like adventuring there. I like fishing there. And now I can go there and do what I do for a living there, which I can do what I do for a living anywhere. There's some people who get upset at me when I go to places, you know, and say, if you go there, if you move there, I'm going to unsubscribe. And you might not like this attitude, but here's my attitude. Because I will not be held hostage by threats. There's people who have said, I don't like broccoli, unsubscribed. I have unsubscribed because you eat broccoli, because you did a catch and cook with broccoli. See you later, buddy. Maybe you should eat broccoli. But hopefully that's not really the story on this channel. That will be the story on M Hood Fishing. There's going to be a lot of people who will unsubscribe because I'm not fishing down here anymore, because I'm not fishing the Mississippi catching big blues. Because here's what's up. As you travel up the Mississippi River, you're going to get to a point where the blue catfish don't go up to. They're only so far south. They don't go so far north. They only go so far north. They don't go all the way up to Lake Itasca. The catfish that you're going to get out of the river in Minnesota is going to be channel cat, flathead, and all your bullheads. There might be some invasive catfish species, but no blue cats. up there. But the flathead get really, really huge up there. And there's really, really big sturgeon up there. Pike, muskie. There's a huge list of species up there that you're not going to find so much, especially down here where I'm at the moment. And there's a lot of fish down here that aren't up there. There's fish everywhere, right? And I like to fish everywhere. I like to go after other things. You don't know how much I miss fishing for pike. My goodness, I love fishing for pike. Walleye, yeah. There's a huge correlation between anglers who target walleye and anglers who target speckled trout. They're very, very, very similar in the way they fish and the baits they use, their tactics, and the way they dress sometimes, but not always. Occasionally down here, you run into some crazy speckled trout fishermen who are actually from up north. The reality is they were walleye fishermen first. Walleye and Lakers. It's not just Minnesota that I'm, focused on, but at the moment, if I could drive today, if I could pack it up, take the dogs and the cats, get in the van and go today, we would probably just keep going till we got up there. I have other Duluth stories, but I'm not going to tell them here. Another video, okay? But yeah, you're right. Where's that power at? I might have to break out the big power station to run the fan. But that big power station won't run the fan for too many hours. I know what I'm going to do. Hey, I'm going to go outside and eat this on my bench in my garden where it's cool. Yeah, you're right. Then I'm going to get the dogs out there. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I really appreciate it. We're so close to being monetized. We need 1,000 subscribers. And we need 4,000 viewing hours. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're so close. Thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. And I'll tell you what, I will see you next time.